What's up, y'all? You rocking with Moochie, and this is Moochilla's Reviews. So hit the hammer, cause you came through. Ew. If you're finding my channel for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe. Ew. What's up, y'all? It's Moochie. I'm back with another video. I'm talking about Reasonable Doubt, Season 1, Episode 2. The name of the episode is Family Feud. So Jax has to decide whether she's going to take on this high-profile case. Will she or won't she? So we're going to do this recap, so let's get into it. Ew. So Kalisha Moore has been taken out, and her family discovers her body. It's on the news, so now everybody knows about this. She's gone. Her husband is on the scene. Her cousin is on the scene, and she's the one that actually discovered the body, because they were about to prep for her Good Morning America interview. So who did it? We don't know. But fingers are pointed at Braden Miller. And he gets a phone call from Rich to let him know about what's going on with Kalisha and what has happened. And he lets him know, like, the police are going to be wanting to talk to you. And you just wait until Jax and I get there. Meanwhile, Jax, she still got Will downstairs. And Will thinking, I'm going to make my boo some breakfast. And we're going to try to see if we're going to be a couple. But he done thought wrong with that. Jax shuts that down quickly. And she puts him out of the house. Shoes and all in hand. Detectives come to Braden Miller's office and they want to ask him a few questions, but he lets them know he's waiting for his counsel to come, his attorneys to come. And they're like, it's nothing too serious, it's not an interview, you're not a suspect or anything. We just want to ask you a couple of questions because you were her employer. Jax comes and she shuts this down, and she's shutting down everybody this episode. Next, she tells Rich, look, I handled this for you. This is your client, and I don't want to deal with this self-entitled a-hole. And she right, he is. Next, Mama Lou speaks to Louis. She tells him, look, you need to fix your marriage. She's still talking to him about fixing his marriage and things of that nature. Next, Jax speaks to her assistant, Crystal, which she thinks Braden Miller is guilty, and she's glad that Jax is not taking the case, because Jax has decided not to take the case. Meanwhile, Louis goes to meet with his brother, which is performing at the club tonight. So Jax meets with her attorney friend, Miguel Ortiz, who happens to be the DA. And he lets her know that Kalisha's ex-husband had an alibi. He was at a work event. There was 60-something people there. There was pictures on Facebook. So he's in the clear. Jack's assistant finds out that Braden Miller left a parking valet receipt at Kalisha's house the night of the murder. So this was found. So they have evidence. So basically, he was on the scene. So it's a chance he might have done this to Kalisha. Jax meets with her girlfriends, Sally, Chanel, and Autumn. And they talk about the case. She already lets Sally know that she got some. And she lets them know how she doesn't want to take this case. So Chanel says, do you think he's actually done this? But if you don't want to take the case, you're a partner, girl. You don't got to do it. Anywho, Jax gets a call from Braden. Braden lets her know, like, how much is it going to be for you to take this case? And she like, basically, nah, all the money in the world is not going to make me take this. You have a good night. Meets up with her family to go to church, and when she gets to church, she bumps into, or she's introduced to, Fallon, and they refer Fallon to her for help. She actually helps her. At first I thought it was going to go left, but it didn't, and she actually helps her, gives her some sort of advice. She takes her number, but she's reluctant to trust her. During church, Jax discovers and she sees Damon Cook at her church. And she seems shocked. She sees him walk out of the church. Louis lets her know that his brother is in town and he's doing a little performance at some club and he wants her to come. And she's still busy looking at Damon, but she gonna go out with her husband. She follows Damon Cook all the way to the halfway house, which is across the street. And she's questioning him like, why are you at my church? And the CEO, or I guess the counselor of the halfway house, is like, no, we not having none of this here. You got to have a visitors list. And he got rules to follow. Spencer and Naima are here with Grandma, but before Jackson and them left, he got a smart mouth. He was talking real reckless to his mother, but the father basically checked him. Next, they go out to the club. The kids are home, and they're talking about if it's a divorce. Meanwhile, Spencer, with his nasty behind, he doing something slick. I think Spencer's going to change his grades and get caught, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. So Braden Miller is at his office, and he seems like he's torn up about finding out about Kalisha, and he's looking at her pictures and all of this stuff. Do y'all think he did it? So Jax and Lewis' date goes well until they get home. It gets hot and heavy, and then it goes left. And they get into an argument that night, and then Jack's mom comes to talk to her about her marriage, but she seems like she's taking Lewis' side and blaming her for not trying, which is kind of true to me. What do y'all think? Jack speaks to Rich, finds out there's no case yet, but Braden Miller is told not to leave town. And this is not a good look for him. Jack speaks to Fallon, refers her to an Emily Indros, and she'll be reaching out to Fallon, and Fallon basically tells Jax, I'm sick of black women defending black men that don't deserve it. Jax lets her know she used to be a prosecutor, so she knows how she feels. She sympathizes with her, and they kind of smooth things over. So Jax meets up with Damon. They go and talk on the beach, and he tells her exactly why he decided to to say he committed the crime in order to get paroled out. She understands, but I'm kind of got mixed feelings about her going to meet this guy and talk with him instead of working on her marriage. So this prompts Jax to call Braden Miller, and she questions him and asks him, did you do it? Did you do the SA? And he says no. And now that this has happened, everybody's going to think that I took her out. So Rich lets Jax know that Braden Miller is stoked because she's going to take the case. He's so amped that he goes and contacts the detectives and set up an interview without taking precautions. You're an attorney too. Why don't you know these things? You know, so you're supposed to sneak dude in the back door where it's not a whole bunch of people. This is going to be a high profile case. What is you doing, son? Jax is going to try to fix this situation, and she's going to try to get ahead of it and get in touch with Braden Miller, but he's all over the place. He didn't show up for work. He's not there. She meets up with him at a basketball court, but they have a good talk where she finally sees him as an actual person and not an a-hole. So now she's ready to go to bat for him and defend him, and she doesn't care whether he did it or not. It's proving your case, and Jax is going to do that. Jax, Rich, and Braden Miller show up to the police station, presses down all TV cameras. It's on TV. Fallon sees this, and you know she's pissed off now because here it is. She's letting her know, and now she's his defense attorney. So where are we going with this, y'all? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Holla at your girl. So that was my review recap of Reasonable Doubt Season 1, Episode 2. The name of the episode again is Family Feud. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Please hit that like button, share, and holla at your girl and put that hammer up in the comments, y'all. Later. Ew.